Music is created by faith and lives in family and friends. Sacha-Lee next on the Chris Top program.
The Top, broadcasting live to at least 3 people on Spreaker.com. My name is Dorkamus Prime, leader of the Dorkobots. I was sent to this tiny planet in hopes of uniting all dorks against the evil Deceptadouche. Dorkobots, roll out. Portions of the day's programming are reproduced by means of electrical transcriptions or tape recordings.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
I am the one and only Chris Top.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
Broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment.
The VCR and the DVD, there was a night of black back in 1970. We didn't know about the World War Web was a whole different game being played back when I was a kid. Wanna get down in a cool way, picture yourself on a beautiful day. Big bell bottoms and groove long hair, just walking in style with a portable MP3 play. You can listen to the music on the Chris Top program. You can hear the music on the Chris Top program.
This is the Chris Top program.
And I'm the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from our lavish home studio here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. How in the hell are you doing, world? I'm doing okay. You know, had my son over a couple times last week. We went out and ate, him and my daughter and myself, and then they came back here the next night, and I cooked, had a pot roast, and then that was going to be the end of the stuff that we did together before he left for the Marines on Sunday. But then we ended up getting together with my ex-wife and the ex-in-laws and all that, and giving him one final big shindig at a restaurant before he left on that Saturday. And, I thought I would be okay, but I swear to you, it was rough. It was absolutely insanely rough. I bet I cried like a little girl probably 6 or 7 times that night. And I'm going to miss him, but not so much that... The reason I was emotional was not so much as the fact that he was I was going to miss him, but I'm just so stinking proud of him. And it's just insane how it all just kind of comes together. And you can feel it in your chest and in the pit of your stomach, and I mean it's nuts how quickly they grow up. And I think about this stuff all the time now, and. We've got I'm on this Facebook page. My daughter signed me up for it, but there's little glimpses and pictures of what's going on in boot camp, and she just sent me one. It says, she's pretty sure that's Christian squinting in the top pic. He's the second one from the right. I'm also pretty sure that the back of his head is in the second picture. So I know he is going through a lot right now. So I would appreciate it if you guys would pray for him and pray for me as well, and his mom and his sister, just because it's a trying time, and I can't wait to go see him graduate this April. Looking forward to that. I really, really am. And if you want to write him a letter, just get in touch with me, and I'll make sure you get his address as soon as I get it, because I'm sure he would appreciate any positive reinforcement that anybody can give him. I can't wait. I can't wait to send him some letters. So, and then to get some back from them, and that'll be something I'll keep forever and ever. So, but I need to stop. I need to stop talking about it because I'm just going to get all emotional. But we've got Sacha-Lee, great recording artist. I've got 2 songs that we're going to play. One's called Out of My Head, and the other one's called Forever Thing. And we're going to play those, and we're going to talk to Sasha and get a little bit of insight. I've been trying to get her on the show for a couple of months now. We had a little bit of a mix-up last month, so I wasn't able to do it. But I just talked to her, so we should be ready to go this time, I hope. But you never know. I mean, but I'm going to be optimistic. It's fine. It's fine. It really is. But you're in the right place. You're listening to the Chris Top program. We're going to be right back with Sacha-Lee.
Magnolia Emporium, a proud sponsor of the 2015 WABA Awards at Legendary BB King's, downtown Nashville. The Chris Top program working on being awesome worldwide with a little help from Magnolia Emporium and BB King's.
Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein was not able to speak until he was almost 4 years old. His teachers said he would never amount to much.
The Beatles.
The Beatles were rejected by a record company who said, "We don't like their sound. They have no future in show business."
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey was demoted from her job as a news anchor because she wasn't fit for television.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no original ideas.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team.
Beethoven.
Beethoven's music teacher once told him that he was a hopeless composer.
The Chris Top program, working on being awesome worldwide.
Yeah!
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
Mr. Pop.
Take it from the top.
You're absolutely, positively, 100% for sure in the right place. You're listening to the Chris Top program. I do not, nor will I ever take any of you for granted, because I know there's so many other things you could be doing, but you chose to listen to me, and I feel really good about that. Whether it's live right now on the ChrisTopProgram.com, could be on iHeartRadio, could be on Stitcher, could be on 30 other places. I don't care how you do it. I'm just glad that you do. I really, really am. And I am so happy that I'm able to do this kind of stuff because I get to talk with super talented people like Sasha. Sasha, what's going on? And you're in Canada, right?
I'm in Canada, way, way, way up north, and it's very cold up here right now.
Is it? What's very cold? Like, how cold is it?
Well, it's minus 25 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure it should be in Fahrenheit, but and it goes down to minus 30 overnight.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. But it's our first week like that. We've had 0 degrees Celsius all until Christmas. No snow. We were our front lawn, seeing the front lawn on Christmas Eve. So this is just the beginning for us. But so it's going to be a short winter, not normal for this part of the country.
So that had to be weird for you.
Very weird. I was calling my brothers in BC, and they live right on the Sunshine Coast in Powell River. Mm-hmm. So if it snows, it goes. And they've never, ever in their entire life spent a winter up northern Canada where we saw our front lawn Christmas Eve.
Wow. Yeah, I think it was like 70 degrees here on Christmas, which was weird for us. I mean, normally it's in the 30s or 40s during Christmas time. Yeah. So, I mean, it was pretty warm, but now here lately it's been getting down to like 18 or 20 at night, which is a heat wave for you, I know, but it's cold for us. I had to leave my water dripping.
Oh my gosh, really? Well, we had to do that the last 2 winters because it was so cold. We were hitting the minus 40s Celsius for 2 months straight in the last 2 years. And that is below normal for us. That's way too cold.
Why don't you just get the hell out of there? That's crazy.
People say, what are you still doing up north? I said, well, the family's here, Yeah. So we stick around. It's the family.
I guess you're used to it. I guess you kind of enjoy it, I guess. Or is that something you enjoy?
I do. I really do. We keep busy so much. I have some other family that lives in London, Ontario. And so it's, closer to the state border. And they say, oh my gosh, what are you still doing in Smooth Rock Falls, Ontario? Isn't it boring there? And she had been trying to reach me for 2 weeks. And I said, did you realize you can't get a hold of me? I'm never home. We keep busy. We go sledding and we play darts during the winter time, and we're out gigging somewhere, doing DJ gigs. We're keeping busy. Like, I don't have time. I don't know what it is to be bored.
You always stay busy, I guess, with your music and just your outside interests and everything. I don't guess you have time to be cold.
Nope, that's it. That's it. And the worst part, our furnace went just this weekend. So we had to borrow some oil heaters from everybody and warm up the house. And it happened right on Saturday, so nothing's open. And we spent the whole weekend wrapped up in blankets. And
so it's probably kind of fun, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know what? You remember stuff like that.
Yeah, you do. That's the stuff that you definitely remember. And when you look back on it, you smile. It's
true. And, it's good weekends to write. You're cuddled up in a blanket with a nice hot cocoa and you're writing music.
Yeah, it's a good excuse to get something written down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, how often do you get a chance to have those moments where you can sit down and write? Or are you even able to choose those moments? Do they choose you, I guess is what I'm asking.
They choose me more than not. And the funny thing is, I find it's when I'm outside that it really, I don't know if it's because you meditate more when you're in nature. I don't know what it is. But for me, that's where it's those moments where I'm actually going for a walk. I'll get ideas will just come really fast. Or the moments right before falling asleep. Or when I'm sitting outside in the summertime, not in the wintertime, but on my swing, just sitting outside with my coffee, and a lot of stuff will come in those moments. So it's mostly, I think if I force it, it's harder. I manage to get it done, but it's harder. It's when those ideas and those, the melody just comes and it's like, oh, I got to write something on that melody. What is that? That's so cool.
Yeah, I can. Now, do you have a hard time, or do you even collaborate with other people, or do you write solely by yourself?
I'm better now at writing by myself, but when I started, the first songs I wrote was in 2008, and I went to Nashville, and I was doing it with somebody else because I needed to learn. First of all, English is not my first language, so I needed help in that aspect. And
I noticed you're bilingual. You speak French as well.
Yes, French is my native tongue. And funny thing is because, well, being from Northern Ontario, it's very multicultural and it's very bilingual. We speak slang. People that are from another language learn French, don't understand what we're saying because it's very slang. So when I do radio interviews in English, I search my words, and when I do interviews in French in Quebec, the Quebec area, they have a very more well-spoken than us anyways. So I struggle with my words when I go to Quebec as well. So it's, it's good to be bilingual, but I guess you don't perfect any language, I guess.
So radio's hard for you then?
Yeah.
I never thought about that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. If you hear me stutter, it's because I
won't judge you for it. We're good. We're tight now. We've known each other for months.
Yes, that's right.
I won't judge you. Not at all. How often do you make it out to Nashville?
I've only been twice in 4 years. And it's mostly because I'm also collaborating. I'm working on a French album right now, so a lot of my time is spent in the Quebec area. So I'm working with producer Francois Poulin, and we've been writing songs and we've been doing gigs out there, and that's why I don't get to go to the States as much as I'd like because I love it. I love Nashville. People are so friendly. Even just driving through, we went through the Sault Ste. Marie border. And so we drove through, Kentucky and Indiana and all of that. And everywhere you stop, everybody's so nice.
Aren't they? Everybody is nice around here. That's why I stay here, I guess.
Oh, it's really true. And you stop in at not that there are many in probably in Tennessee anywhere, but especially in Nashville. But if you get to a four-corner stop and the lights are on and they're like, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go.
They just wave you on, yep.
I feel like home because Canadians, we're so polite, So I just feel real like home. And we actually said that I would move there. It's,
Yeah, so it could be a good second home for you.
Definitely, definitely.
I mean, if you're in the country music business, I think Nashville would be a definite place that you'd want to be a lot.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I understand why a lot of people that cross over, that make it big with their music and cross over, why they move out there. It's first of all, it's beautiful. The weather's a lot nicer than up in Canada year round.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, I love Canada.
Well, you'd probably miss it, though, I bet. I mean, you'd miss the
do.
8 feet of snow and all that stuff.
You know what? My brothers, like I said, are out where there's not that many snow, and that's what they miss about home is wintertime. You wouldn't think, right? But yeah, they miss wintertime. They miss going on skidooing or sledding, and they miss going to the cabin because we also have a cabin where we spend some of our weekends. And yeah, they miss that part of it.
Yeah, we had a little dusting the other day of snow, and that was a lot for us. I mean, you could still see the grass, too.
Okay, so no need for plows or anything like that?
No. Oh, but it's bad, though. Like, when we get an inch or two, I mean, everything closes.
I imagine. Yeah, but there's no, you don't have the equipment to remove it, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And the people that are driving on it probably shouldn't be driving on it. And then you can't find milk or bread anywhere. It's so funny.
But you definitely need those winter tires, and you guys are not used to that. So we even have places here where it's mandatory to have studded tires.
Oh, wow.
So, and if you don't, you're trying to go up a little hill and you just can't make it up that hill,
Just not going to work out.
Not going to work out.
Well, if you ever come to Nashville and I don't know about it, I'm going to be wicked upset with you.
Oh, I swear I have to stop. You're in Kentucky?
No, I'm in Clarksville, Tennessee. It's
Clarksville.
It's just maybe 45 minutes north of Nashville.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll definitely go visit if I go back for sure.
Yeah.
When I go back. It's not if, it's when I go back.
Right. I would love to see you some year. I've done it the last 2 years in a row, and I'm going to be doing it again this year. We're going to be at BB King's in Nashville, and we do live interviews for like 3 days. Then we have a ceremony the last day, and it's a lot of fun. So if you happen to make it out this year, then you have to come see me. We have to set something up.
Oh, for sure. What date? Do you have a date set up yet?
It's going to be the CMA Fest. It's usually around the 13th-ish, somewhere around that area in June.
Okay.
In June.
Wow.
So,
June. Okay.
Yeah, mm-hmm. So if you do, then that could be a fun thing for us to, we can hang out and do an interview and eat some stuff and just have fun.
For sure. Oh my gosh, you'll be the first to know.
All right, I better be. You got to keep me in the loop.
Be upset with me.
Yeah, because we're tight now. You got to keep me in the loop with this stuff.
Exactly.
So how did all this get started? I mean, you've been singing your whole life, I'm guessing.
Yeah. When I was a kid, my mom noticed I could sing really well, and she said,
"Now, moms don't count."
Yeah, I know, but that's where it starts.
Okay.
And she used to try to get me out in front of people to sing, and I hated it. Oh my gosh, I wasn't the type of girl that look at me, I can sing. Oh, I used to go hide under my grandma's bed, and for years she was trying to get us to go, because my parents are musicians. They met. They were in a band, and my dad was the lead, and she was one of the singers. So that's how they met, and they're still singing to this day. So they would go on events and stuff like that, and she would get me and my brothers up on stage, and I remember I used to be always so shy. I would giggle uncontrollably on stage. And when I got up on that stage, though, I everybody clapped after, and it's something just came upon me, and I realized, like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, you could actually reach people like this because they listen and they're taken by what's going on, and imagine what messages you can give or what you can do or how you can make them feel, and that's how I got into it. But it took years. I was always too shy or scared to go for it. You're your worst critic, right? So many people sing better than me, and I could never do that. And I finally ended up calling Kathy Lemon in Nashville. She's an A&R rep. And it all started with that. That's in 2008. Did the contacts, and I sang over the phone, and she says, "You get your butt up here." And she set up these writing blocks at BMI, and we wrote about 11 songs, picked out 3 to start, and recorded those 3 at Direct Image, Kenny Royster's studio out in Nashville. And the best musicians play there. Like, I have Nick Buda is the drummer, and he drums on Taylor Swift's album. And I had John Connolly, which had just come off the Red Eye Flight from, he was doing a tour with Kenny Chesney. And, you know, these guys are on the album. It's amazing, amazing musicians.
Isn't it neat how they can hear something? They can hear it one time, then they can go in the studio and play it like they've played it for the last 10 years.
I know, it boggles my mind, really.
It's insane.
There's one of the songs that we wrote, I wrote with, I can't remember her name. She wrote Queen of Denial for Pam Tillis.
I know the song. I'm not sure who wrote it. Yeah.
I forgot her name. She'll be, hope she's not listening. She'll be mad at me. Jan Buckingham. I wrote it with Jan Buckingham. And we did a scratch, just like with guitar, but I think we didn't really know where to go with it. So I didn't even actually have the musicians listen to the demo before they went in the studio. So they didn't even hear it, but I had sent it to Kenny the night before. So he had done the tablature on it, and the guys didn't even know where the song was going. They left with the tablature, didn't even hear a demo, and recorded the song.
Wow.
To come up with the licks and the stops, and oh my
it's
God,
insane.
How can they do that?
It's funny, and I stand behind this. I think Nashville has the most talented musicians in the world, and it's so funny. The majority of them can't even read music; they just go in there and play.
Yeah, it's the music tablature Nashville tablature is really funky because it's like in ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have these little lines and numbers, and so your 1 is your bass note, and then so it doesn't matter what chord you play it on, your 1 will always be that bass note. And my husband is actually starting to learn it, and he says that is so smart. Whoever invented that is really, really smart, because you don't need to read music to
you're
play
talking
it.
Over my head, but yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting.
Sorry.
It's okay. No, I learn something for every show I do, so it makes me seem smarter as I go on.
There you
go.
go.
Yeah, so next time somebody brings this up, I'll be like, oh, yeah.
I know what that is.
Sasha taught me that one. We're good. Okay, now, before we get to yakking too much, we're out of time. I do want to make sure we get both these songs in. Now, the first one we're going to play, it's called Out of My Head. Can you tell me a little bit about this one, or give me some insight on it?
That one we wrote, it's one of the songs we did not write at BMI Studios. I wrote it with Scott Sanford from Nashville. And we just were shooting around ideas. And I know I wanted to write something about wanting someone but you're afraid to tell them for some reason or other. Either you see yourself as not good enough, or, they'll never go for me, or something like that. And he had just experienced, or somebody he knew had experienced something along those lines. So we just went back to his house, and he had a buddy living with him that used to also be a songwriter, but he had retired. And so we sat down and we really worked hard on that one. And his buddy came down, and I forget his name, and he came up with a lot of the weird places that the song goes, these weird notes that probably only the Eagles play or something like that. And but yeah, it was based on both of his experiences, my idea of being afraid of speaking up. So,
I love it because so many people can relate to that. So many of those what if moments in our lives.
Yeah, and sometimes it's too late. They find love elsewhere, or you just never speak up and live with that forever. Yeah,
and if you don't do it at the right time, then you're better off, I think, sometimes not doing it, because if you wait too long, then you're a stalker. Well, it's like, I'm married, I've got 3 kids now, and you're just now telling me this? What?
Exactly. It just gets too weird.
Yeah, it does. This is called Out of My Head, Sacha-Lee on the Chris Top program.
Tell you how much that hurts. If I ever get up the strength, I know just touch in the warm candlelight. Ooh, I'd make you mine. I wanna shout it out loud, but baby, I just don't know how. I can't sleep and I can't eat, but the thought of your love keeps me warm. Maybe someday I'll find a way to get you out of my head and into my I can't sleep, I can't eat, but the thought of your love keeps me warm. Maybe someday I'll find a way to get you out of my head and into my arms. I want you into my arms.
What an emotional song. I mean, it's I feel for her because she's just kind of holding on to that, even though she can't have the guy. She's like, it still keeps her warm at night just thinking about him. It's sad, Sasha.
It's sad. I'm laughing. I'm sitting here laughing now.
I mean, did you draw from anything personal on that one?
From someone I know, yes, definitely. It's being the confidant of somebody and trying to help them out through it and or give them advice, and it was kind of that situation where it was too late,
Right.
So
right.
That's why I think it's that's the sad part of it, and that's why there's so much emotion in it,
It takes a lot, I think, for a songwriter, especially somebody that writes and performs their own music, to put stuff like that out there. Even if it's not a personal experience, people are still, I think, a lot of times going to think that. So I think it takes some pretty big cojones, I think, sometimes to put that stuff out there like that. But at the same time, it's so relatable, and it does a lot of people good, I think, to hear it, just so they know that they're not alone, that they're not the only one, going through that they're not some kind of a freak or something.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, now I've got a couple of questions that I ask everybody that's on the show, and I think people kind of expect it. I think a lot of times they'll tune in and they're like, okay, has he asked a superhero question yet? Because I want to know. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. But before I get to those, I want to ask you the question of the day, and it's because the Powerball is in the news. It's all over the place now.
Yes.
And I've been thinking about it. I was like, man, what would I do if I won the Powerball? And it's just this endless list of things. But what would you do? I mean, it used to be the thing, well, what would you do if you had $1 million? But now, it seems that the trending thing is to be a billionaire because there's so many now.
What's $1 million when you can be a billionaire?
Exactly, Exactly. So, I mean, what would you do if just one day you woke up and had $1 billion?
Oh, my God. Well, for starters, the first thing I would do is, and I don't want to sound corny here, but would be to help. I work at the hospital, right in between my music, and we were having trouble because our government, the whole healthcare system isn't doing that good. I would help out our hospital, get us out of a deficit, and the same with the town. We've lost our meal, which was our only industry, so we're a struggling town. Our only grocery store just burned down in September. I was at the CCMAs in Halifax when it happened. So people now have to travel 45 minutes plus 40 below to go grocery shopping.
Oh my goodness.
So I would give a lot to the community. and the hospital, and try to keep as many people, young families, as I could in our own hometown.
They would put up a Sacha-Lee statue in the town square if you did all that stuff. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, with $1 billion, you're able to help a lot of people.
Yeah, you could do that and still like go on this nonstop party raid for a week.
Oh my gosh, for sure. And then I would take my whole family, because my brothers are so far away. I would take my whole family and go for a good whole month in the hot spot somewhere.
Yeah, so you would definitely go to the beach.
I would definitely go to the beach.
Yeah. Now, do you think you'd have a second home on the beach somewhere just so you could get away from the snow for a while?
Oh, yes. That's my retirement dream, actually, having a second home.
Now, is there a specific beach you would go to, or just any beach?
I haven't been lucky enough to travel enough to find, to connect with someplace yet. Mm-hmm. But I've only been to Cuba, and I loved it. But I can't say right away what it would be. But that's definitely a retirement plan.
Yeah, maybe if none of us win the Powerball, maybe one day we can all just chip in together and then just buy a beach house somewhere. And
that'd be awesome.
And then we could take turns.
Exactly. That's so smart.
Yeah.
It's not the first time I think about that one, and I said, why don't everybody do that?
Yeah, I mean, because you're not going to want to stay there all. I don't know. Maybe you would want to stay there all year, but it'd be cool if you just had it at least 2 or 3 months out of the year.
For sure.
Yeah, that's for us poor people. That don't win the Powerball. It's a thought.
It's a thought. Definitely should be planned.
Right. I'll have my people get with your people. We'll work it out.
There you go. And then I would definitely get into heavy into my music, because then you have enough money to, do like a lot of the big artists. They do. They take out the first album and they buy $1 million, so it goes gold the first day.
Oh wow, yeah.
Become a big star.
Yeah, you could almost, if you had the money and then you had the passion, you could almost buy your way to it.
Exactly. I would, get educated, proper education in it, because you don't want to go there and not know what you're doing. But definitely build myself a team and go for it big time. And I would build my husband a studio, because he also does recording, and he's a great sound man. Mm-hmm. That's what he does that as well, and he's great at it. So I'd get him all his equipment, and I would do that for a living.
Yeah, I guess that's the biggest obstacle in it, because I mean there are so many talented people and there's so much music out there. It's just the biggest obstacle is just getting people to hear it. Mm-hmm. So I guess if you had that much money, it wouldn't be a problem.
That's it. You're a needle in a haystack. There's so many people trying, and now it's a lot about age. A girl above 35 can't make it, or above 30, and a guy above 35 can't make it. It's now they sculpt you into these. They put you into these categories, and if you don't fit, they don't even look at it.
Mm-hmm. So it's tough. It's
it
really
is
tough, but it's worth it.
But it's worth it when you love doing it.
Sure, and
I don't do it to gain fame or become a big star. I do it because I love it. I could do. I'm very busy actually, so I'm lucky. I don't work on weekends, so I'm able to go and do the festival circuits and do shows. Like in all of December, every weekend we were in Quebec doing shows. So I get to do what I love. I love it.
So you're living the dream already.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you can at least do what you love part time, then you got something going on.
For sure. You wake up happy every day.
Yeah. Well, good. And you seem like you're just a happy person.
Oh. Of course.
Yeah. Now,
Sometimes too much.
is your family extra supportive? Like, is your husband up behind you 100%?
Oh yes. If he wasn't into it, we wouldn't be doing it. He's a guitar player, and he writes with me. Like, he'll find the melodies. He's with me on stage, and he's also my sound man when he can't be on stage. Actually, I love when he does the sound everywhere. A lot of the places we go, it's like, ugh. But when he does it, he did it for bands that for some reason their sound man got sick and they couldn't do it, and he was doing the sound for them, and now they ask him, can you do our sound, all the time, because he has an ear for it,
Mm-hmm. And he's smart too, because he's right on stage with you, so when the guys start throwing their underwear at you, then he's like, hey,
he gives them the eye, the evil eye.
That's my wife, what are you doing? Take your underwear back.
We played, I forget where it was, in Iroquois Falls somewhere, and the girls, they did a joke, and they actually threw panties, G-strings at him. So he's like, aha, I get that too.
That's funny. Well, it's good. I mean, you think it's good that he's in the business too, so he kind of understands this stuff, or do you think sometimes it might be better if he had a different career?
Oh no, but it's tough. It's tough because right now when it's quiet, it's just the one salary that's coming in because he does that most of the time. But he's and it's hard to find a job for him too. Like he was able to find some jobs just now. He got laid off, so he's able to do more music. But it's hard to find jobs that you're available on weekends. A lot of things, it's like if you're on the plow or working at mines or in mills or something like that, you're on shift work. So then music kind of just falls back because you have to pick and choose the gigs you play.
Sure.
Whereas not having a nice, Monday to Friday job, then you're able to do evening shows and weekend shows and go off and play in Toronto and, so it's hard. And that's what we're looking for him. That's why right now he's laid off and it's just me or us with the music because it's hard to find jobs that has weekends off.
Yeah. Well,
so sometimes it would be easier monetary if you got a 9-to-5 job or whatever, but I think he would go bonkers if I was going out gigging on weekends and he couldn't follow. He would go bonkers, and I think probably me too.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your passion, that's what you love doing. It's hard. I mean, even though I guess if you really want to make it, sometimes you have to be willing to work jobs that you hate and that kind of thing. But I mean, it sounds like you two have it worked out. It may be a little tough, but you got it worked out. That's
right. We both love our life.
Yeah,
we're happy, and it's what we want to do for sure.
Where's your dream stage at?
My dream stage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like where do you definitely want to play before you die?
Grand Ole Opry.
The Grand Ole, of course.
Grand Ole Opry.
Maybe some Ryman thrown in there or someplace like that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So
that would be just to say, oh my gosh, I sang on that stage.
So when you play at the Grand Ole Opry, do I get backstage passes? That's the big question.
Definitely.
Sweet.
You can come party with us afterwards.
So I'm in the loop. I can hang out in the green room and act important and cool.
We'll just sit there with what's his name, Marty Stewart, and we'll have a few drinks with him. And
I met Marty Stewart once. I met him at he was eating at a Red Robin, and it's hard to be cool around those kind of people without just sounding stupid. It's like, hey, you're Marty Stewart, aren't you? And then what do you do? What do you say? But he shook my hand and he was really humble. He was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he had the hair and everything going on. I mean,
that's I think those are insured. If they go on fire or something, he's insured for that.
Right.
For his hair.
He was a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to run out of time if I'm not careful, so I do want to make sure I play the last song. But if you could have any superhero power, what would you pick?
That would be just blinking and be wherever I need to be, because I'm always late wherever I go.
Are you one of those people? Yeah, I am too. It's hard. It's difficult for me.
Oh my gosh. No matter how early I get ready, I'm late no matter what.
What makes us like that?
I don't know. Every time I say, okay, I'm ready, I go sit on the couch. And next thing you know, it's like, oh, crap, I forgot to do that. And then I have to do it before I go, and then I'm late.
Yeah. And like with you, at least you have there is 20 feet of snow outside, so that. Yeah,
I have traffic, I had traffic issues. I have good excuses.
Right. Doesn't work so much around here, but I mean, yeah. So I guess it's in our DNA. We just can't help it.
I guess so. We're born like that.
Yeah.
We were probably born late, too. Who knows?
Probably. Now, if you had an opportunity to sit down, and this is a tough question for some people, to sit down with anybody for 5 minutes, and this could be anybody living, dead, anybody throughout history, and all you got is 5 minutes, who would it be?
That's a tough one.
It really is.
There's so many people.
Mm-hmm.
I could say just because I grew up listening to them, Patti Loveless or Rhonda Vincent, I grew up listening to them. They're the reason I listen to country music.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Dolly Parton.
She's such a nice lady.
I've seen interviews and I've known, like, Kathy Lemon actually met her too when she was representing me as an A&R. And the thing she said about her was she's such an amazing lady and smart businesswoman, hard worker. She came from poverty to look at where she is now.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, a major businesswoman, because she grew her career in such a good way. And I don't know, just advice, I guess.
Yeah, she's a great role model, I think, for anybody.
Yeah.
whether you're in the business or not. Just her values and the things that she says. And she's not afraid to say what she thinks either.
That's right. And she's spiritual, and yeah. Probably her, for some reason, it's a curiosity to see how, what does she have to say,
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've got one more song, but before we get to that, if somebody wants to stalk you a little bit or hear your music, where are some of your places, or some of the places they can find you?
Well, first, my website, so www.sacha-Lee.com. So my show schedule's on there and what I'm doing and videos and stuff like that. And that there's also YouTube, but if you go on my website, it links you to the YouTube page anyways.
Okay.
And then ReverbNation.com as well. I've got blogs on there and a Facebook, Sacha-Lee Music /Facebook. So those are pretty much the places I keep up to date as much as possible. Like I'm members of like CCMA, CMAO, SOCAN, BMI and stuff like that. So I do have my show schedules on there as well. But the sites I keep up to date the most are the Reverb, my own website, and Facebook.
Okay. But I can stalk you on Twitter anytime. We're Twitter buddies for life, right?
Twitter, I forgot about Twitter. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
And people that are listening, come visit and chat and say hi. I'd love to hear from everybody.
Yeah. So what are the odds of you coming out to Nashville this summer?
Well, if I start planning now, it could be in the plans for sure. Definitely.
Well, start planning.
I sure will.
Oh, what are you waiting for? Get on it. Good grief.
And it's not that far. It's when we leave, say at 8 a.m. one day, we're there 8 p.m. the next.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Really.
Just get the snow tires on and go for it.
Well, hopefully in June we won't need
Yeah,
that.
not in June. Well, I was thinking if you left now, and then you could make it by June. With the snow.
Possibly.
Okay, so Forever Thing. Where did this come from? Oh, wait a minute. No, Forever Thing. That's
Well, funny enough, that song as well was wrote with Scott Sanford. The two that you played are with the same writer. And that one is probably comes by like my niece lives with us. And, it's ideas that, that it won't last. People are so negative. And if they don't think you fit together, they'll say, oh, it won't last, or I don't see it happening, or stuff like that. And then people kind of have that in the back of their mind, because it whether you want to or not, you think about that stuff. And that's somebody saying, you know what, never mind that. This is definitely a sure thing, Well,
there you go. And it's just fun to listen to, too.
Oh, yeah. It's
catchy. It gets stuck in your head just like that.
The producer said, that's your radio single right there. And all the songs we did, he says, that one is your radio single. And we released it in July 1st to Canadian radio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Have you gotten some good feedback?
Yes. And we were in a tight spot, and I was not able to hire a tracker for that one. So, so they couldn't call all the stations, hey, listen to this and play this, and they're playing this, so you should play it too. And we couldn't afford it. It's about $2,000 for a tracker.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah. So we actually just decided to wing it like that, and it was actually getting some really good, a lot of stations were playing it. So, and
that's why you need to win the Powerball so you can hire a tracker next time.
Exactly. You know what's funny is we actually took tickets out. I didn't think we could because we're Canadian, but our doctor, our in-house doctor, has a home in Florida, and you bought tickets. So every staff from the hospital bought tickets. So I said it'd be so funny if it'd be Canadians winning the Powerball.
Now I might be a little upset with you, Sacha.
A lot of people would, I think.
No, I'd still be your friend. I'd probably be more your friend. I'm kidding.
Exactly.
All right, this is called Forever Thing. Sacha-Lee on the Chris Top program.
Do you think that we will really be together for eternity? Do you think that it will ever end? Do you think that we would be just friends? Will off my feet just by standing close to me. I wanna do the same for you. You tell me I already do. You reach out and touch my face, and then you say, I don't know about you, but I got a feeling that this is just the start of something that will last forever and ever. One day we will look back and see the fun we had making all these memories. 'Cause this ain't no passing thing, it's a forever thing. Every day keeps getting better, 'cause the love we share together, it will last forevermore. I don't know about you, but I got a feeling that this is just the start of something that will last forever and ever. One day we will look back and see the fun we had making all these memories. 'Cause this ain't no passing flame, it's a forever thing. It's a forever thing.
Forever Thing, Sacha-Lee, right here on the Chris Top program. If you just tuned in, you missed a heck of a show. Great interview, a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and you missed another song called Out of My Head that you got to go back and listen to a little bit later on. And you can hear the show on thechristopprogram.com. You can hear it on Stitcher, iHeartRadio, ton of different places that you can check us out and go back and listen to the whole thing later, anytime that you want to check it out for sure. Sasha, I had a great time talking to you today.
Oh my gosh, so did I. It was really, really awesome. Thank you so much.
Was it like one of your best interviews ever? You can be honest.
The best.
Yeah, the best. So
The best.
That gives me the warm and fuzzy feelings inside. It does.
Hey, we're BFFs now, so you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And don't you forget it. Backstage passes.
Well,
All right? Backstage passes and stuff.
all right.
All right. And I'm going to start planning the CMA Fest stuff probably next month, so I'll keep you in the loop too.
Thank you.
Yeah, and let you know. And I'll start a Facebook page, and I'll have like posts and stuff on there and everything that's going on. So if you are able to make it, then it would be definitely a fun stop for you.
For sure. I would really love that.
All right. So one more time, what's your website again?
www.sachalee.com.
All right. And then from there, they can get links to your Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff.
Yep. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Reverb Nation, all of the sites I'm on.
Great. Now, if somebody wants to buy Forever Thing, where do they find that?
You can find that one on CD Baby, as well as Amazon. You could buy it as a just a single, like a download, or the whole album.
Sweet. And you know what? People, if you skip your Starbucks one day, you can buy the whole album. That's all there is to it. And you get to keep that Forever Thing, right? See
Hey,
what I
there you
did?
go.
Yeah. So, okay, well, I guess that's it. Thank you so much, Sasha. It was so much fun.
Thank you, Chris. I really enjoyed it.
Well, good. Until I broadcast again, please remember this. Life is good, and I'm gone.
Maybe a dark things might be looking grim. I guess it's time for an acronym.
2